Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your fall 2025 reading. My name is NiJiLL, and you have found alchemy. Okay, up here we're going to be doing an overview of your entire fall, September, October, November. And down here you have your 3 months. We're doing a very brief overview of these months. When the months occur, we're going to repull each pile and build a reading around this size, around just that month. So stay tuned. But as for today, we're just going to be touching upon certain energies that are present now for us to look at. So to start out here, you have pulled 2 crystals. And I have been telling people, if you could acquire these crystals from a really trusted source, they might help you through this time, Gemini. And, you know, like I always say, I do not sell crystals. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but be very wary about what you buy online through Etsy, through eBay, through these crystal groups on Facebook. Because even if you trust the source, sometimes they buy things from an untrustworthy source. They think they're selling the right thing, and they're actually selling Chinese glass, and some of it really looks authentic. So long story short, either go to a brick and mortar shop that you trust, or if you do go to an online shop, definitely go to one that you swear by, that you can really trust. Anyway, so for stone number 1, you do have malachite, and this is number 34. And you know, I love malachite. Actually, here's a piece of it right here. So I really enjoy that stone, and I've been enjoying that stone for quite some time, to be honest with you. It is the stone of Taurus. It is a power stone. It's a stone of transformation. It definitely attracts abundance, and abundance is whatever you think it is, right? Abundance could be money, it could be peace, it could be a great relationship, it could be whatever it is you think abundance is. And your definition of abundance obviously could change depending on what part of your life you're in. So this will attract abundance. And here you have Bixby. Interesting, right? And this is number 9 in this deck. Very this is sort of rare, and absolutely it's called red beryl now, but it is Bixby. That's how you pronounce it. It's very strange, right? And this too is a stone of Taurus, but it's also a stone of Aries. And it enhances courage, vitality, all that stuff. It releases negativity. It's very calming. But it is good for sensuality as well. Okay. So we're going to keep that under our hats. Honestly, if you could get your hands on a couple of these to get you through the fall, if you love crystals, it'll just add to your collection the way I have a huge collection of crystals. So here you have the moon. And the moon is pure Cancer energy. Right? And the moon represents listen, it could represent a pull that you're having towards something or someone. It could represent a time of confusion, right? Things not being particularly clear. When we see things by the light of the moon, sometimes they look a lot better than they are, or sometimes they're just misrepresented. The moon can also represent some sort of mental illness. And when I say that, it doesn't mean it doesn't have to be anything serious. It just could be that you're in a depression and it's temporary. It could be that you're feeling anxiety. It's going to be different for all of you, and we'll know more as we go about this reading. But the moon could represent a pull. I always look at that like a pull as well. And of course, right next to it, you have the card of sensuality, which is number 21 in this deck. It says your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I play. Number 21 in this deck. Now, in my readings, when these particular cards come in right side up like this, it is something that you're going to either have to search out or something that you are destined to search out. So there's some sort of sensuality here on the table that you might look for, that you might seek out. Okay. You have, to back this up, you have these 2 cards as well. You have romantic feelings, right? So you have sensuality, you have romantic feelings, and this is in reverse, but we don't take these in reverse. You also have the siren, and it says a temptation may lead you astray. Sometimes the temptation leading you astray is very exciting here in Gemini. I mean, the temptation or this very sexual energy is on the table 3 times. It does look like something you actually want, you seek out, if you know, whatever that means to you. So it's not something that's just going to come, you're going to come upon it by accident, or something that's going to seek you out. It looks like it's something that's seeking you. You know, with this temptation thrown in here, I would say be a little bit careful that it doesn't get you into some kind of trouble that way. All right. So you also have Saint Barbara here, and Saint Barbara is number 2 in this deck, and this is the Saints and Mystics deck. So I look at this symbolically, mostly these cards. So December 14th is her feast day, and that date, even though this is not, we're not covering December in this particular reading, this energy might stretch into December, and December 14th may mean something to you, and it may come to mean something to you as the fall wears on. Saint Barbara is an Orthodox saint, and she was a daughter of a king, right? And she lived during the 4th century. And against her father's desire, she found like resonance with the rising Christianity that was happening, the spirituality around her. And she would give away things to the poor and do all those Christ-like things. And as much as she could, she was of charity, of service. And as a result, her father was very disturbed about it and threw her in jail and sort of ordered torture for her. It's kind of like a sad story, but she ended up imprisoned. And her energy is directly related to electricity and feeling empowered. And as you can see by the color of this, it is very it's fiery energy. So we'll keep that under our hats. There could be a fire sign heading towards you. That could be. There could be something to do with the legal system for at least one of you, or somebody around you, perhaps. That too could be true. Okay, so as we move on to the other side here, you have limitations and frozen. Interesting. So you have obstacles are not what they seem. You can get around them, some careful thought, or simply choose something better for you. So things are not what they seem. And, you know, by the light of the moon, I can see that that would be a thing. So be very careful. By the light of the moon, something could tempt you. Something could tempt you and you could seek it out. Now, I'm not saying not to do it, you know, but I'm just saying to be careful of it. Be careful of what the ramifications. You have frozen here, and it says a warm fall. Yeah, like this, it says a hiring freeze, but I'm not feeling that this is work related. There is something that is making you feel frozen out. Perhaps people are freezing you out. Sort of like that 5 of Pentacles energy where someone's left out in the cold. You could be feeling left out in the cold. That very well could be. You have the number 9 here. And the number 9 is Mars energy, and I was really feeling that Mars energy here. Look at this card. Look at the lightning bolts. Look at the fire. So you have that, and you have the number 9 here, which is more Mars energy. And it does say compassion. You're compassionate. You are devoted to helping others, and so is she. So this, you know, you could be in that sort of mindset where you're trying to help others. You're trying to be compassionate. It says your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service, and so is hers, honestly, Gemini. So for at least 1 or 2 of you, that is absolutely true. But for others of you, that number 9 is what's really standing out to me. And obviously nothing is true of all of us here. But you have Saturn, and this is number 19 in this deck. And as we know, Saturn is the ruling planet for Capricorn and Aquarius. So you have Saturn, and I know Saturn is retrograde this fall, right? It's retrograde since, I think, June, but it's going to stay in retrograde until the end of November. I think it's the very end. So it might as well, it is the whole month, more or less, right? So you have this Saturn retrograde going on, and it's going on in Pisces, and this is the time where you're going to be assessing your allies. Who's really in your corner, who's not? Who's what they claim to be, and who isn't? You could be forced to be making this assessment because people's actions aren't matching their words, or you could just decide to say, okay, let me look around and see what's real and what's not. And that could also be part of this moon energy that we find ourselves in over here. Yeah, you have these 2 cards. Wow, this is interesting. You have super moon and new moon. You have a lot of moon energy here on the table. I would fathom that because of all, and even over here, I would say because of all this moon energy, the moon cycles are going to be very important. You should pay attention to them because I think things will start happening for you things will start happening for you and to you during cycles of the moon. So you have new moon. It says creation, intention, and potential. And when we look at the new moon, let's see. So the new moon in September is the new moon in Virgo. It's the end of September. The new moon in October is new moon in Libra, and that is the end of October. So you have September 21st, October 21st, and in November, it's November 19th. So it's all around the same time of the month. And, you know, in November, it is in Scorpio. And this is a Scorpionic card too, but I'm jumping ahead. So here you have supermoon. It says luminosity, intimacy, hyper awareness. And, you know, it's interesting. The new moon, the super moons this year, and I'm pretty sure it's every year, happen in the fall. I mean, there is one that stretches into December, but it is a very fall. There's two super moons in our fall reading here. One is in October. It's in Aries, October 7th, and one is in November 5th, and that is in Taurus. So it's like a lot of Taurus energy, a lot of Aries energy so far in the reading. But definitely go back, write these dates down, because this moon energy, for some reason, is very important to you here in the fall. You do have here full moon in Scorpio. I mean, more moon energy, right? It's time to release negativity. Now, the new moon in Scorpio in 2025 was in May. So this, whatever is going on here could have started in May. There could have been something that happened in the month of May that sort of has tentacles and is stretching into your fall. Maybe it's a very long stretch, but there is something going on there. But I have to tell you, you have a lot of lunar energy here, and the lunar energy is definitely meaning something. There is no doubt. Now, we add all the numbers up in this overview on the top, and we break it down. We get Venus energy, and the Venus energy is Taurus Libra. But as we know, Venus does rule beauty, sensuality, love, but it also rules our money and our goals, things like that. Definitely, right? And you have two number 9s here. And you also have two number 2s. So the two 2s coming together, could be two people coming together for one reason or another here. And the number 9s, you're nearing a conclusion of something. Something is something. There is a culmination going on. There is a sort of, you're approaching the number 10. So it's almost over, whatever is going on here. Now, here are your 3 months. And like I said, we're going to take it month by month, and we're going to re-pull these cards. I'm going to place them right in the middle, and we're going to build a whole reading around it. So whatever comes out here, yes, we'll expand upon it, but there's going to be so much more that comes out for your month. So don't think that whatever is going on this month is limited to what's going on here, Gemini. Let's see. So I'm going to move this out of the way. It is very interesting, I have to tell you, because you have the Death card, and this is number 13 in this deck. But now, to be honest with you, there are how many? I think there's 4. There's 4 Death cards in this deck. I'm going to describe this one first, and then I'll throw up some pictures of the other ones in this deck. Interesting. This particular card is called the Misery Collector. The Misery Collector. And this is a Scorpio energy for sure, just like it is in most decks, but it's also Mars and Pluto energy. So it does encompass that Martian energy we talked about. And also here is Pluto. Now, when you look at this particular card, I'll throw it up there as I'm looking at it. You see that Lady Death is holding a child, and that child is a symbol of rebirth for sure, and resurrection. She is portrayed as an unstoppable force in this picture, right? She's riding an elephant. She's stomping on things. She's unstoppable, right? And on the left, you see references to, honestly, atomic bombs. Nagasaki, Hiroshima. So this alternate version of the Death card conveys like the tragic happenings of what happens after a war. The figure in this card is a sort of rotting skeleton, and she's taking a baby as scavengers take things. And this is a culmination. What did I say? You're approaching a culmination. This is a culmination of our choices, things that we've chosen, and the impact of them on ourselves and the people around us. Fascinating card. Okay, really study it. I don't know, pause it so you could really look at it. It is a very interesting depiction of death. Now, with the other death cards, I'll throw them up here. You can see they're very, very different, right? You have the rebirth card, and you have the traditional death card, and then you have the Santa Muerte card. And the Santa Muerte card is the last card up there, which honestly I love. I love all of these cards. I love this deck. A period, end of story. It's a complicated deck for sure, but it's so fascinating. So there you have it. This is the one that you chose. And right on this card, there is the number 9/8. So on September 8th could be a very important day, especially given that we pulled it for September. So keep that in mind here for sure. You also have the justice. You have karma, justice. Sort of goes with what we said about this card. Now, this could be you or someone around you that is facing their justice, their karma. You could be there to witness this. This could have something to do with the law. It literally could, right? You have, here it is. You have the Two of Cups. And what's fascinating about this is a Swedish deck. You have the Two of Cups and you have mermaids on here. Look at that. Yeah, there's your temptation. There's your, now, I'm not completely convinced this is terrible. I'm just throwing it out there. It keeps coming up over and over again. So this is Venus in Cancer. And the mermaids, the symbolism here on this card, right? It's the duality of, nature and power, the power of sort of transformative power. You do have that dolphin in the background, and that's like a sort of dolphins are guides. So it looks like there is a sort of coming together. There is, because you see it here, you see it here, you see it here, and you see it here. So there is a coming together of something, and there's also this reckoning that's going on here, for sure. You have the Page of Cups coming in reverse, Mercury in Cancer energy. And this is a sort of, for this to come in reverse, it's a message that is either misunderstood or perhaps not received. There is definitely, look, on this card, you have an otter. You have Aphrodite/Venus coming out of a shell. And you also have a tortoise. So look at the imagery on here, right? So you have the otter, which is curiosity. You're curious about something here, right? Intelligence. You have the tortoise, which is, longevity, wisdom. You have the goddess Venus, which is real, true love. But I have to tell you, this is coming in reverse. So there is something that you're tempted by here, for sure, that you should honestly maybe rethink. I mean, it looks that way to me. You have the Chariot coming in here in reverse as well, and there's more Cancer energy. And look, you have the crab displayed prominently on this Chariot. You have the duality of night and day. Yep. I'll hold this up even though this is in reverse. I really want you to see this, right? Because you're not moving forward with this. Maybe you are tempted by something and you rethink it. There is something weird going on here with this Justice card. There is something strange going on here with you being attracted to something that may not be the best thing for you. And it is something that you seek out, or it is something that you end up seeking out. There's something like that here on the table, okay? It's going to be different for all of you. But you do have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is Mercury and Virgo energy, a rebuilding of something. You're rebuilding something, or you're trying to. You decided to go in a different direction and rebuild something. Maybe this is just trying to figure out your life, trying to rebuild something, thinking about rebuilding something, putting your energy, and I'll refocus this here, putting your energy into something that's worth it, after all, right? Yeah. So we add this month up and we break it down. We get Jupiter. We get that Sagittarian energy. So you are going to be expanding. There is a lesson learned here. Yeah. I don't know. There is the Misery Collector. What an interesting card to pull. I can't wait to re-pull these cards to really get a feeling about what this is about. Definitely. Okay. Now let's move on to October. Because October here is, let's see, I'll just do this. Wow, you have another alternate card. So this is the alternate card of the sun, and this is called poetry. Look how different that is. I will put up the other card in this deck that represents the sun right now, and I'll put it side by side with this card. This is called poetry officially, and that is obviously called the sun. And either way, it is fire energy. It is not particularly Leo, but it is fire energy. And you could see he's playing music, right? There is in this particular poetry, there's sun, there's music, there's animals, and if you notice, like, he's playing this harp-like instrument, but he's blending everything seamlessly with that music, right? Everything of wonder and beauty is blending together seamlessly. There is harmony, there is hope here, right? And what did I say? You have also the completed cycle card here. See that? Remember I said you were approaching the end of a cycle? Maybe you're relieved. There is a sense of relief here, right? There is a sense of relief here. Let's look at the rest of these cards. So you have the Hermit, and you know the Hermit is the card of Virgo. But man, look at this depiction of the Hermit. Yeah, I mean, you have a spider web with snakes on it. You have the Hermit walking with his lantern. You have snakes coming out from behind him, and you have 3 dogs, one green, one orange, and one yellow. And you also have an owl. Look at the imagery on that. The dogs here, they're conflicted. Sorry about that. They're conflicted thoughts, right? So you have green, yellow, orange, conflicted thoughts. The snakes in the web, same thing. There's conflict going on. There's struggle, I would say, with those snakes. But you have that owl, right? You have that intuition. You're searching for something. You're searching for truth. You're searching for peace. You're trying to keep your head about you, perhaps, with all the stuff going on. I don't know. It's very, very odd energy. You also have the 8 of Wands coming in sideways. And in my readings anyway, sideways cards are decisions. So you're going to be making a decision here. And here's another owl. Is an owl your totem? Is that your totem? You also have rats down here. Now, you know the 8 of Wands is usually a very good card, right? It's a card of elevation. And I could see that being elevated, going from the rat race, going from the dungeon of something, being elevated up to where, I'll hold it this way so you can see it, being elevated to where the birds are, to where it's light. But look at what's going on down there, right? And this is coming in sideways. It is resourcefulness, it's wisdom, it is hesitation, right? Because you have a decision to make about this. Do you stay down here or do you get elevated up here? You're completing a cycle. You're completing a cycle. You have conflict around you here, all right? You do have the Ace of Pentacles coming in reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles in this deck is so interesting, right? It's earth energy like it is in any deck. But look at this. Look at this depiction. Not only it looks like you're on the moon or something, you're in space, but you have this like bones. You have bones there, but you have this flying disc of value, something of value because it's among all these precious stones. However, this is in reverse. So there is a sort of rejected offer here. There was an offer of something. You have to make a decision about it and you reject it. But what I like about this is you reject one thing in lieu of another because you have the Knight of Cups coming in as your final card. And the Knight of Cups is Neptune in Pisces energy. It is a beautiful offer that you accept. So you have an offer that you don't accept here. And then you have something, it looks like it's more pure, that you do accept. And you do finish out a cycle in more than one way because not only do you have this card, but when we add this up and we break it down, we have Pluto energy, which is the end of a cycle. It is Pluto, it is Scorpio, it is rebirth, it is transformation, it is death, okay? The death of one part of your life, the entrance to something else. So let's move on because when we look at November, we have, wow, more interesting energy here. Let's see. Yeah. So with this card, you have something called fortitude, and this is pure Leo energy. And fortitude is an alternate version of strength in this deck. I will throw up both cards for you so you can see the two strength cards, honestly. One is fortitude, which is the one that I'm holding now. One is strength. And as you can see, fortitude is courage in the face of pain or adversity, for sure. It is the ability to face adversity, with grace. And unlike the Wheel of Fortune, right? The Wheel of Fortune spins. We have no control over it. It lands where it lands. Fortitude recovers our stability and our choices. In this version of strength, unlike the deck's original version, right? You see, in the deck's original version, you see someone overpowering the lion, right? But in this version, it's a male overpowering the lion. In this version, it's a female with a lion on a leash, meaning we have control over our lust, over our anger, over ourselves. And there's a sort of taming partnership going on. Perhaps you're taming a certain part of yourself. Perhaps there is something going on here as far as strength of silent strength, quiet strength, gentle strength, rather than force. You do have transcendence. There you go. Unity. So this is one of my cards of Gemini for sure. But you have something that you're transcending. And it could be lust related here, Gemini. It could be because you have lust on the table in more than one place, something that you may seek out, but there could be something you transcend, something you sort of win against, right? You have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is coming in hot and heavy, this Taurus energy. We see the bull, right? We see the bull clearly on this card, and that is that Taurus energy. And we see the elephant, which is wisdom, and our angel and devil on either shoulder, which gives us that balance of the good and the bad, right? This figure is open to both, and he holds a key. It could be an authority figure. It could be an authority figure that's heard different sides of the story, that is making a decision. It could be you that has seen both sides of something, that you're just like, okay, I'm making a commitment towards this, this, and this. Very well could be, because the very next card here is the High Priestess. And this is Piscean energy. And, you know, she's holding a harp with an arrow. And there is your moon energy. There's your moon energy again. You have a camel here, which indicates perseverance in harsh conditions and harsh, you know. You have an egg, which indicates that resurrection, that rebirth energy. There is something cooking here. There is something that's going to come out of this that's positive. You have leaves. There are leaves on her dress, and that's impermanence. So there's something that's going on that you may not like, or that may be difficult, but it's not permanent. It's something that is temporary here, for sure, right? Yeah. Now, this is a fascinating card. This is the Five of Pentacles. What did I say? This Frozen card is like the Five of Pentacles, feeling like you've been left out in the cold, feeling betrayed. I don't know if betrayed is the right word, but I said it for a reason. I said it for at least one of you, feeling a certain way. Okay. But look at the depiction. If any of you have seen the regular Five of Pentacles with those two people walking through the snow, but this is a rat. Look at this. And look at the rat is chewing on something. I mean, and you see that symbol of Taurus in the background. The reason that's there is because this is a Mercury and Taurus card. And fascinating, you do see the symbol of Mercury on one of those coins. You can see it pretty clearly. It's right up here. I don't know if you can see that. But you do have the bull, which is Taurus. You have the rat, which could represent war, could represent, you know, feeling low. I mean, you have the rats over here as well. You have the symbol of Mercury, right? And honestly, for that symbol of Mercury to be here and for me to notice it so prominently, it does pay to mention that Mercury retrograde is happening in the whole month of November. It just is. It ends on the 29th and it starts on the 9th. And we have the pre-shadow and the post-shadow, which means the whole month of November. And that's Gemini Virgo energy. It's basically the whole month of you know, topsy-turvy stuff, right? Look up Mercury retrograde. It's going to be interesting. But you have also, you have a queen, a vulture, a star. Yeah. That rat could represent hidden fears. It could represent war too. You could have felt like you were at war with something. Yeah. What a fascinating card. And look, there is that moon again. I'm telling you, the fall is going to be heavy with lunar energy for you. Definitely keep track of the moon. Your final cards here, you do have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Cups, which is really nice, actually. The Three of Pentacles in reverse, all right, so like, let's take this one at a time. Three of Pentacles in reverse. You have Saturn and Capricorn energy. And you may have been working with others or working with other people on a project, or some other people may have been helping you, or you may have been helping them, but that is no longer happening in the month of November. You're either walking away or it's over, or something like that is going on, because the Three of Pentacles in reverse is a breaking of a group effort. Okay. You have the Ten of Cups, which is Neptune and Pisces. And believe it or not, all this is going to lead to some sort of good, happy ending. Now, what does that mean? It could mean a wonderful start of something. It could be the fact that something's finished is a relief. It could be a relief that something is finally over, Gemini, for sure. So, and when I re-pull these cards, sometimes the reading takes turns that I just never predicted myself. So definitely tune in for that. Now we add everything up on the table. You know what? Before we do that, I have these three cards, and one is November, October, and September. And what I'm going to do is just pull one of these cards, which is going to be your pivotal month, which is going to be the month you really need to look at, which is going to be your month here, November. Yeah, I mean, look, you have three major arcana here. You have the Five of Pentacles here. You have the Ten of Cups. I could see why this would be a pivotal month for you. So let's really pay attention when that reading comes out here. But when we add all the stuff up in this reading and we break it down, we get Uranus energy, which is Aquarian energy, and that is the expect the unexpected. It is unexpected change. Okay. The number that came up the most was number 2, which is what? Moon energy again. Yes, it's Cancerian energy. Cancer might be very important to you. You might have it highly aspected in your chart. You may be dealing with a Cancer, but I have to tell you, no matter what, even if those things are true, the moon phases are going to be seriously important for your whole fall. No doubt. It is said over and over again. Okay. So definitely pay attention here. The planet that came out the most, the moon, more Cancer energy. Okay. And this should not surprise you. The sign that came out the most is Cancer. Crazy coincidence. You could call it a coincidence. I don't. That's why I do the numerology for your readings, to see how it all ties together. But so you have Cancer, moon. So you have moon times 3, and you have Uranus times 1. The moon, seriously, seriously important to you no matter what. Pay attention. Go back, listen to what I said about each date, because I really believe those dates are going to be impactful for you. And that Uranus energy is simply just unexpected stuff that's going to pop up here, Gemini. I wish you nothing but the best. I will see you in September. Don't forget to listen to your birthday reading, by the way. 3 blessings that are coming to Gemini for 2025 and 2026. Namaste.